you?
Well, I'm just sat here at the moment looking how grey it is outside, and we've got thunder. Have you got thunder?
Oh, we've got thunder, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. It is what it is. It's coming up for autumn. It's what we expect.
Yeah, September's normally nice though, isn't it? I'm hopeful we will have a little bit more sunshine to come yet.
So I was keen for us really to talk about the meditation that we did in the circle on Tuesday. How was it for you though? Because you were the one reading it.
So I've been using that meditation for quite a few years. Obviously, you'll know that I'm involved with development in terms of spiritualism and mediumship, and the meditation originally comes from that kind of environment. And although that's not what we're doing in Ostara, it's flexible. So obviously, as you know now, because that was your first time going through it, wasn't it? But it holds space within the meditation for whatever you need to find you. So when people are developing mediumship, the idea might be more that allows the headspace, the stillness, the calmness for spirit to come through. But then when you start thinking about more broadly well-being or therapy and that kind of thing, even if you're not working with spirit or you don't believe in spirit, the principle's the same, that if you can still everything within inside you enough and push back the chaos of your everyday life enough, that things can come up for you. So that's the idea of it. And I've been doing it for years, and people generally take quite well to it. So we tried it in Ostara for the first time, and you experienced it for the first time. So what was it like for you?
Well, I've already spoken about the to you at the time about the walking down the country road and seeing the hedges and then going through the gate. But it's like I said in the circle, I do have this attachment, shall we say, to cottage gardens, kitchen gardens, walled gardens. It's just my happy place. It just is. And I had a place in mind, but it was pretty much made up of several places I've been to. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the garden, there was this row of small red brick buildings, outhouses, me outhouses. And I walked in there, and I can't remember where it was. I don't know, in my mind it was like maybe Elsham Hall, or it might have been Benningborough, I think it's called, somewhere near York. But anyway, going in there, these rooms were clearly used for like laundry and what have you in the past. They had various different purposes in the past, pretty Edwardian-y type places, maybe even Victorian beforehand. But there was one which was like a kitchen. In my mind, it was like a kitchen, and it had a big round table, and I thought, oh, this is interesting. So when I think about the Rooted Hearth circle that I've been thinking of doing, which is for women in the 50s and 60s and beyond, but ultimately as women who've gone through the menopause, I was thinking, where would they be more comfortable sitting? Do they want to sit on floor or yoga mats and around the around the circle centerpiece, which we do? And I'm thinking, not everybody's going to want to be able to. Not everybody's going to be physically able to. And I thought, it'd be really nice if we had a really nice old wooden round table. Mm. And the centerpiece would be in the center of the table. Everybody would still sit around a circle. And I thought, we could have some really nice teapots, different collection of teapots with different teas, and nice saucers and cups, teacups, proper china teacups and things like that. I don't know, maybe mugs, whichever. But I thought maybe there is space for us moving around with the type of circles we do as well. And having like a big round kitchen table, wooden table. So that's kind of what I saw along with the china and the different teas. So yeah, that was my experience of it. So I'm not sure that it had anything to do with spirit or anything like that for me, but it certainly gave me that space to be able to walk into that room, look around and see how I could do something different.
I remember you often talk about when you've got something on your mind or something you're trying to decide or think about, you describe it as like the back room. How do you describe it? The back room
boys
who are working on it, and eventually like the answer will reveal itself to you. And it sounds a bit like that, like this has been, you've been trying to picture and design, think about what this circle would be and how would people want to sit, but then it's kind of been brought forward. So I wonder if those backroom boys that you call them can't, it's having the stillness and the headspace and creating enough quiet for the answers to present themselves to you. Yeah. And that's exactly it. It absolutely doesn't have to be about spirit. It can be, things, you suddenly get the clarity that you don't always have in your everyday life, not because it's not available to you, but because we just can't always hear our own answers and see our own visions clearly because of life, because of everything that takes us away from that. Yeah, I'm glad that you got something out of it though.
Yeah, I feel as though over the last few weeks I've been thinking more about what I want from this separate circle. And we have talked about keeping the Tuesday afternoon and the Tuesday evening circles that we've currently got as being free-flowing, as being open to anybody, no particular topic, an opportunity for women to bring what they want to bring. But me feeling that I want to do something different with the rooted hearth. So that's still in development. I'm still thinking about it. I've got a while yet because, as I've said before, it stands to reason that it should begin in March. I haven't decided where I want it to be. But it doesn't need to be in the village halls, community halls, or wherever. The conversation we were having on Tuesday in the circle was bringing up other ideas. And it would be nice to have it in. Can you remember a while ago when we were thinking about where we might do these, and we were thinking about like a big conservatory in one of the buildings we had our eye on? I mean, it would be lovely to be in some sort of summer house or a greenhouse or something like that. Just different horses for courses, isn't it? Different environments for different groups and for different purposes.
And I still sometimes think about that venue, and I think of the potential.
If it's meant to be ours, it'll come to us.
Well, yeah, it feels like a lottery win vibe, though. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. But when you were talking about the table and the idea of, holding the circles differently, I was reminded again of what we're often saying, that if we had our own space, it would be amazing. Although I do also like the idea of going to different places in the community to be accessible to people. So I think there's a benefit to the way that we're doing it now. And actually, some people are contacting us and saying, even though they're only in Grimsby, they don't feel they can get to Humberston or Cleethorpes easily. So there's definitely a benefit to having venues around and about to make it more accessible. But it feels like there's so much more we could do if we had our own space, that we could just create it to be everything that we hope Ostara could be.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, we'd had another one contacting us, another lady contacting us. Yeah, you saw that one, asking about Grimsby.
Yeah.
There's clearly a need. It's just finding that location.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we are committed to looking again. We've got a few more leads now, haven't we, to look for other venues. And you're right, when maybe we need to think a bit more outside of the box, and it doesn't have to be that kind of community hall setting. So we'll have to have a look again. But yeah, I mean, in my ideal world, completely ideal, if we did win the lottery, I'd want somewhere that was detached, that had all the different kinds of spaces within it that we could create, and had outside space. And I think that's what it is hard to get. Like, even if you do find somewhere that you can rent like a commercial building, it's not likely to be like that. We could dream.
Yeah, we can dream about it, and we can be alert to it.
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah,
You never know what might come around the corner. Have you had any other thoughts about any of the circles you were thinking of developing?
Yes. Well, yeah, I'm thinking about it all of the time. I don't know if I've got anything solid enough to share just yet, but you've seen some of the things, the way that some of my thoughts are going towards circles that have a particular intention. So similar to what you were just saying, I think there's people are giving us feedback to say that they are enjoying and getting something out of what we're doing on the Tuesdays. And I think that they've got their place, especially as a introduction to women's circles, because not everyone's familiar with the idea of it. So I think it's great as it is. And we reflect often, don't we, on the fact that actually, without us controlling the conversation or having structure and guidance, this is a topic or a theme that we're going to talk about today, without us doing that, the conversation is so rich. It does not dry up. People who come on Tuesdays don't need that from us. It works. But I can also see space ideally in the future for circles that do have a particular purpose or intention and are drawing together people who want the same thing out of it. So that perhaps does sound quite vague, but that is what I'm thinking of for the future, something where it's more structured. This is what we're doing. So one, people can know it's for them, and two, they can know what to expect, and three, we'll have like an idea, a clearer idea of exactly where it's going to go. So yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of for the future.
I think another thing that I would like about having our own place would be to have the opportunity to have a one-on-one conversation with the women who come.
Yeah.
I think when we've had circles where there really have been fewer people come in, I think that has presented such a fantastic opportunity to really get to know those women in greater depth, and to find out what their needs are without actually asking. I think you commented Tuesday afternoon when we were packing up about how therapeutic the conversation had been without it being therapy. And I was so keen for it not to be therapy, for it to be the closest thing we can to generosity of spirit and of, women kindness, all of those sort of things, and the things that we do well. It's a stereotype, isn't it, about how women, we do relationships and we do talking and we do emotions and all of those things, but we really do. And why should we be embarrassed about it? We should celebrate that, and that's what we do. And there was no encouraging anyone to talk about things they didn't want to talk about. Everything was volunteered.
What's occurring to me now, I know it was me who said that on Tuesday, but as you're talking, I feel like I'm getting a bit more clarity about one of the key differences between those conversations and the conversations in therapy. And I think it's that the amount of give and take there is on both sides. So in a often when people are training to be therapists, they're being told, you don't disclose things about yourself. It isn't about you. You shouldn't be oversharing. You shouldn't be saying anything. So the person who comes to speak to you doesn't get a sense of who you are. And it's fact, I'm not knocking it. It is what it is. But this is something different. And the other difference is, in a therapeutic relationship, the therapist is the one who's sharing the insight and presenting a different way of looking at it, whatever it is that they're doing. But in the circles, it's equal, and all of the women are sharing as much as they want to share, and all of the women are able to contribute in terms of showing that they understand what somebody's going through, or being able to give a different perspective if it's invited, being able to talk about their own experiences. There's full give and take on both sides, which is really different from that therapeutic relationship. And it's, maybe this is a controversial thing to say, but to me, it feels richer for that.
More authentic, more genuine.
Yeah.
And I think by being therapists, counsellors ourselves, we can contain it. You've got a mind on how everybody will be leaving the circle and going about their day. So we can contain it and, plan for the ending.
Yeah. Yeah. I know we all need to wrap up soon, but just somewhat off topic, but you just reminded me of it. And I just wanted to mention, just to share a story. You know that I've been up at A&E recently.
Yeah.
With someone else. So I was feeling well enough, and we were there for 8 hours.
Wow.
And in that time, and this is not bashing men, but it's just noticing the characteristics of the feminine. I just repeatedly saw the helpers, the kindness, and it was the women within that A&E department. Some of the other women who were there the same length of time as me, they were the ones in every single example of what I saw, every example, it was the women. They were the ones saying, do you want me to go and see if I can get them to get you a glass of water? Do you need a sick bowl? Shall I go get a sick bowl? Waking people up gently. Someone's calling this name, and is it you? Because you've fallen asleep and you can't hear. Or I've got an orange in my bag. Do you want my last orange? You look unwell. You know what I mean? All of that. Different women throughout the 8 hours that I were there, it was them that were caretaking and just, I suppose, nurturing and overseeing and noticing. Obviously, lots of people in A&E are not very well, but I can see you need something. They were observing. And some of that, I think, well, I don't know, is it because we're so socialised to do that from the start? Put everybody else's needs first. Even though you are at A&E and you are unwell, you will be offering your orange to this person because they might need it. There is an element of that, I know, but also there's that element of us, it is just that nurturing, caring, giving spirit, isn't it? And I really saw it. It was interesting to see. It was all the women taking care of everybody.
Yeah, definitely a topic to tease apart another time.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, we best get back to our day.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.